Hello everyone, this year I made a promise to myself that I will spend less time on my phone, especially less time doom scrolling. And in this video I wanted to show you some of my hobbies and the things I want to do this year instead of doom scrolling. The first thing on my list is something that I've been obsessed with since October, since last year. It's Sudoku. I have the Sudoku app. I love playing it on my phone. And as I said, I want to spend less time on my phone, so I got a Sudoku book. I got it recently and I have so much fun solving these puzzles. I also loved puzzles when I was a kid anyway, so no wonder I love it so much. I should also get back into puzzling. I still have some of my childhood puzzles here, so maybe I could also do that. I just love puzzling so much, and I guess playing Sudoku really reminds me of actually puzzling. But it's just also really fun. I love it, and I've been also tracking time and just trying to break my own record. I don't know if I can finish all of this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if I did. I also researched exercises that train your left brain, the left side of your brain. Sudoku was one of them, and solving crossword puzzles, learning a new language, solving math problems, etc. They were all listed. Also journaling was listed, and I really want to focus more on those things instead of doom scrolling. So, as I mentioned, journaling. Thank God I've been a journaling girl since I was, as I said, a kid. I've been junk journaling. I've always I loved magazines, so I would get magazines, read them entirely. That's also in my list, read. But as a kid, I was more interested in reading magazines instead of actual books. I also read actual books, but magazines were just like it. I loved reading magazines. I'd get magazines, cut my favorite things, glue them on the page, write something next to it. I would research certain topics, of course not very important topics. I would research things like my favorite movies and shows, research them on Google, Wikipedia, and then I would just write them down. So I love journaling. Also keeping a diary. I've been doing that, and I want to stay consistent with it throughout the entire year, because last year, for example, I didn't write anything and I didn't journal at all from I think July to August or June to July. I did bring my diary with me to vacation, but I didn't use it at all. And I was really sad at the end of the year looking back. I wish I'd written something in it. I really want to stay consistent throughout the entire year, so I also have a July page in my diary. My last video was about journaling supplies, but also on how I kind of keep my journal ecosystem. I also have my journal ecosystem on TikTok, so if you want to check that out, you can do that. My socials are in the caption. The next thing on my list isn't anything analog, but I really want to watch more movies and shows, dramas, things that I truly enjoy and something that I choose. Also, I also want to watch more YouTube, because the thing with doom scrolling is that, especially when I'm on TikTok or Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, anything like that, I don't get to choose what video I watch. I just scroll and see the video I'm interested in and watch that. Next scroll. But the thing with YouTube is that you can choose your video. You can choose what you want to watch, so it's also something that you can remember. Because do you really remember the last 3 videos you watched on TikTok? I'd guess not. I want to watch things that I will actually remember. I also discovered some really cool new YouTube channels. I have a ton of things on my watch list. I also started a media journal this year. This kind of combines watching things you choose to watch and journaling. It's in my leather journal. For example, this is what 2 pages look like. I already filled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages already for this year, but it's almost February. We got 11 months left. The next thing on my list is also not, it can be analog if you want to, but listening to music. Just listening to music, not going on a walk and listening to music, not playing Subway Surfers and listening to music, not journaling while listening to music, or doing something and then listening to music. I just want to listen to music by its own. Sit somewhere and just listen to music and take my time and really focus on the lyrics. Maybe when new albums release or when I discover a new album for me, then I just want to take my time and just listen to music. The next thing on my list are crafty things, DIY things. Baking. I want to bake more. I love baking, especially baking cookies. Making bracelets and making necklaces. This year I already made this camera strap. I really want to continue doing this. It's so cute. I'm making charms myself, and then also filming more this year. I want to vlog more this year so I can also look back like as a digital diary. Going on a walk, going on walks. I actually love going on walks. I don't know why. I never really feel like, oh, I'm gonna go on a walk. Sometimes I do it, but I want to be more consistent with it. I want to go on a walk for an hour or for 30 minutes instead of doom scrolling. I know I talked about things that I want to do instead of doom scrolling this year. One of the reasons why I truly despise doom scrolling these days, weeks, is because most of the time when I scroll for a very long time, I get very overwhelmed and my eyes start hurting, and it just makes me feel bad, like I could have done something that I actually love doing. So when I realize, wow, I spend all my time doom scrolling and I feel bad, there are things that I like to do to calm down. As I said, I feel overwhelmed afterwards. So I like to make myself tea. Tea? Yes. I make myself tea because tea's not just to drink it, but also it gives you company. I like to write after I doom scroll for a very long time. I hope this doesn't happen anymore, but I like to write in my diary about how miserable I feel. Listen to my favorite music. As I said, turn my phone off. Showering really helps. Watch a good movie or a show. But when my eyes hurt, I don't really do that because it's also a screen. And then eat something good. Something that makes me feel good. Reading. When my eyes hurt, then it's hard to read, but I have so many new books on my wish list, but I promised myself to not buy any books until I read the ones, or at least like 5 books I have at home, and then I can see if I get a new book. But I don't really, want to buy a new book and then don't read that as well. So finish the ones I have at home. And then I have playing guitar. Just as I said, doing something you love. If your hobby isn't playing guitar, if it's playing soccer, dancing, then you can do that. I also love to dance. I don't really play soccer, but that was just a random example. Well, these are things that I want to do instead of doom scrolling this year. I feel like a lot of people want to do this year. Is it all of us waking up from this post-pandemic doom scrolling trauma? When I'm thinking about it, when did doom scrolling start for me? It was during the pandemic, like 2020, 2021, when TikTok wasn't really a dance app anymore, but more like a scroll app. Actually, sometimes there's really good content on TikTok. We have to talk about that as well, but I can't keep scrolling my entire life. And as I said, I want to take more time this year to stop that. Not only doom scrolling on TikTok, but as I said, not doom scrolling on Instagram or YouTube Shorts. I don't really watch YouTube Shorts, but I guess some people do. And Pinterest. I love Pinterest on my iPad. But I also have to stop scrolling all the time and actually, I don't know, do something. These were all the things I want to do instead of doom scrolling this year. I would love to hear what you want to do this year. If you clicked on this video, you probably also want to stop doom scrolling. So I'd love to hear what you want to do. See you next time, hopefully.